Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very interesting deck profile for you guys. I have the Adamancipator deck profile. Now, back in the day, this was a deck that was heavily featured on the channel, and we kind of had the tradition that after every ban list we would feature the deck. But it has been a little while since the deck really didn't change at all, but I did want to update you guys because you specifically asked for it. Now with the Megatins, this deck is cheap. Again, researchers are cheap now, and everything else is expensive. And yeah, people are definitely giving it a little bit of a try, and I really like the deck. The list that I played at locals. I didn't really do that amazing with it, but each game felt like it was like really good. Like the deck performed really, really well. There's a little bit of a chance of luck, but it's also just super fun to play and super fun to be like rewarded and to get lucky. And overall, I would rate this deck like 7 out of 10. It's actually really solid. No pun intended. So yeah, I'm gonna take you guys to the deck profile. Now this is the list that I have been working on together with Suffer Waijo. He provided the skeleton for the list. So if you see anything bad, then blame him. And if you see anything good, then that was my inclusion of the deck. So let's straight up go into the deck profile here. All right, cool. So we are playing Triple Researcher, ultra rare, of course, because it's a little bit expensive for some reason in secret rare. And then we have Triple Seeker, it's secret rare, like this script that we are. And then we have Triple Analyzer. Pretty standard, realistically, overall. I do like the look of the Ultra Researchers a lot. The super ones are also kind of nice, but yeah, these are really cheap now to pick up. It's really easy to get them nowadays, but there are some other parts in the deck that are very bad to get. Then we play one Drakit. The Bluestone, I only play one Bluestone. Stacking this with Science is really good. You never use the Grave effects, really. Then for some targets we can summon. So the most expensive card in the deck is Kwakai Meiru, Supplier, which is of course summonable from hand if a rock monster leaves the field. And on summon you can also add a Kwaki Meru from your deck to your hand, which is really good. So it's just an extender if you make something like Hulk, or if you don't really have that much place. And it's just a rock you can summon. And you search Kwakai Meru Guardian, which is of course the anti-hand trap card, really good. So definitely three of each. Then we play one Revival Golem. I do play the Foolish Burial package with the what's it called? This guy, Miracle Rupture. So yeah, I play this and I play one Tekko Crusader, which is overall just really solid. And the last two cards are Doki Doki. I don't really want to focus on this card too much. First of all, I obviously do not know how to use this card, but it does have a cost. It does is like a choke point, a big choke point actually. If this gets like Vadered and stuff and you have no place, it's not really the best. So you would rather rely on other cards, but having two of them, it's honestly quite fine. That's it for the additional rock engine. Then we do play Exceed. Exceed is really nice in this deck. First of all, it's a wind, so it makes your Reptides quick play. And second of all, the bodies that you summon of Exceed, they are not locked to Exceed summoning, which is kind of weird, kind of unintended card design. This card is like really overpowered for some reason. I don't know why not more people play this. It's just an engine in literally every Link summon deck. But yeah, you often either summon this underneath a Hulk or a Almirage to get some plays started to search with Gallant Garanite. But you can also just synchro like the monster you summon of Hulk away and then summon one of the synchros, summon another level 2, and then sync the other Exceed away, which is really nice. And this card is really underused. I don't know why. This card is broken. Then for the hand traps, I play Triple Nip, Triple Ash, more rocks, and more tuners, I guess. Some reason there was one time in the tournament I excavated 3 copies of this, which was really weird. And for some reason there was a time where I opened 3 copies of this. And there was also a time where I had 1 copy, I did Desires, and I drew the other 2. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the bureau. Then for the spells, Signs, Ruptures for the Foolish package. I only play 2 because it is once per turn, and if you have a Foolish as well, you can activate both, which is nice. So 3 is really nice. I often cite like one of these out on the Taco Crusader. Triple pots, Call by the Grave. And instead of the third Miracle Rupture, I play IO. This is literally my only inclusion in the deck. This is how I changed Suffer's list. I play IO. I am such a masterful deck builder and way better player than he is. Then we play for the extra deck. Almirash. Hulk. 2 Hulk came up more than I would like to admit. I also would not like to admit that I had to buy 2 additional ones for this deck. You know what happens. This is actually really needed in the deck. One of the plays that you do with this deck is you just leave it on the field and you tag it out for one of the synchro guys and then synchro in your opponent's turn, which is great. I'll talk about matchups in a little bit too, how I won most of the time. This card is great. Unicorn, Appaloosa, Access Code. These are all the links, only 6 links that we play. 1 Abyss Bewohner, 1 Gallant's Granite for the Xyz. Then Quantrox to summon of Hulk and Formula Secret to summon of Hulk. So what you do with these is you have like, you end with either one of these. So yeah, 1 Leonite, 1 Reptide, 1 Dragite, and 1 Secret Crystal Wing. You end on either one of this. You use their negates or like its bounce or a summon back. And then you banish Hulk for whichever you want with like either 2 or 4. And then with level 4 and level 6, you can make Satellite. With level 2 and level 8, you can make Satellite. And Satellite has the effect that when he summons, you can destroy cards on the field up to the number of synchro monsters in your grave, and he gains 1000 attack for each. So you usually pop 2, 3 cards. You can set it up with 4 sometimes. This is how I beat my Attic-Nister opponent, by just having a stronger Satellite Warrior. And what is interesting is that the tuner that he requires doesn't have to be a synchro tuner. So you can also use like one of these with a level 2, which is really, really nice. And that's 15 cards for the extra deck. So overall really solid. So yeah, most of the time you end on like a Reptide and like one of these 2, which is really nice. The Unite's effect to summon back from the grave also should never be forgotten. It's really, really strong to summon back like a Guardian after you've used it once, etc. Side deck that I played. Duster, Reboots, 1 Storm. I had like 1 flex spot, so I played Storm. Triple Evenly. I thought there would be a lot of control decks, and I like this card. But yeah, I don't know. I never really cited this and didn't really play control, so. Dark Dynamo, Phantasmaze, let's see, yes. Phantasmate performed like really, really well whenever I saw it, so that's really nice. I don't really know what I would change to this. Maybe something like droplets, maybe even like Forbidden Chalice, because Appaloosa sometimes like a little bit too much. Yeah, I lost to like very unlikely circumstances, like a judgment being cited in, and to like the, for some reason my opponent is playing Inferno, but they had like the equip that prevents cards from being targeted on field and in grave. So I couldn't target a monster with signs and didn't win because of that. So I don't really know what to change in the side deck for that. But yeah, this is my my side deck for now. Overall, I think that the deck is great. The deck works really, really well. It's very strangely consistent. You almost always have a play, especially with the Exceeds, which are again just super, super broken. So yeah, I beat. So yeah, I played against Adamancipator. I 2-0'd him, even though he went first like twice, because it was just super easy to like blow through his field, summon 2 monsters that were stronger than his, and just attack over everything for game, which was really, really insane. And yeah, for the rest, there was like 1 game that I had like 5 excavates. I only had like 2 or 1 maybe even, but even that game I won because this deck just builds advantage and just summons so many bodies so quickly. But yeah, for as of now, this is the list that I have been testing. There are some other cards that I want to try. I would like to see IP in the deck if I could find some space for it, but it's really difficult to find space in such a tight extra deck, because you do want to play both Quantrox and the Formula Synchron. But yeah, that's the Adamancipator deck profile for you guys that asked. Enjoy it. It's so much fun to play. And if you want to pick up this deck, you're a little bit too late because I got the Revival Golem, the supplier. They're really, really expensive. It's insane. But yeah, good luck excavating, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.